Ladies and gentlemen, I love when I get to do these type of podcasts because these type of podcasts, these are with the boys, these are with the homies. Tonto, I know him as Mike. Everybody in the haunt world at Queen Mary's Dark Harbor, you know him as Tonto. How you doing today, my friend?
I'm good, man. I'm tired
Tired.
from yesterday and from work today. I'm pretty beat, a
Pretty
little
beat.
sore, but we live and we learn. We keep going.
Yeah, as haunt season is slowly creeping up on you, I know you're already starting to condition a little bit to get yourself ready for season, to get back up there, to slide out, to get off that rust, to get back on there. I don't really know though that you ever stopped, right? I mean, I think you kind of go down there to keep conditioned, right?
Yeah, I mean, last year I didn't do it as early. I think this year started going in like January, February, something like that.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit sooner because I know Omar and Paul and a couple others were going at that time just to kind of get up and get moving and get active. Because I mean, it's a workout in itself. So I mean, why not do it?
Right.
It's just moderate. It's all about moderation if you're going to do in the off season, obviously. But yeah, I feel a little more confident this year going in because I feel like I'm in better shape for sliding specifically. Last year I wasn't, and that's why I tore my hamstring a week out from opening night, so that was bad.
Yeah.
Because I just wasn't training and I wasn't conditioning the muscles to be ready for that. It's a very niche type of training that you have to kind of get used to again, all over again, even if you take like a couple months off. So.
Right, and I know you do a lot of, like a lot of bodybuilding throughout the kind of year, kind of work on your body a little bit, and you do those different types of exercises to your body. So I can only imagine, like, to throw a little bit extra cardio in there sometimes kind of throws off the rhythm of what you're kind of already doing with your body as it is. So, yeah, I can kind of see.
But yeah, it was mostly like I did powerlifting for about 6 years. I'm no longer competitive with it. I retired from competing because my body was just everything hurt all the time.
Yeah.
And it's not, I mean, it's a great sport. There's a ton of benefits from lifting heavy. There's years and years of science to back that up. But I mean, I got to a point where like I hit a wall and my joints hurt, my knees hurt, my back hurt. Everything was just hurting. I got pretty strong. I had some decent numbers, but I think pulling back, try to be a little more spry or like lighter on my feet is kind of what I was aiming for now, especially coming into season, which is what 2 months out from Friday, like the 18th. It's 2 months out. Wow, damn, that's coming quick.
It is. It
So
is coming quick.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why I kind of stepped away from heavy lifting. I'll go to the gym like when I can. A little inconsistent right now just because started the new job in May and just it's very physically demanding on top of it. 10-hour shifts. I'm on my feet all day, but it's all good. I do what I can.
No, I mean, and that's the only thing that you can do is just, in the end of the day, it's more or less about just taking care of you. You know, I mean, I know you still are very active in the weightlifting, community and stuff. So you are still lifting weights. But you're not nearly going as heavy. You're just kind of doing it for you and for your own health and for your own benefits. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I imagine you probably did some unthinkable things in the powerlifting. I've met a few powerlifters in my life, and they are some of the not only the nicest people, but some of the scariest people to be around. But it's a really competitive sport. I've seen it firsthand. I've watched videos on it. It is a very competitive sport, and people are very prideful when it comes to that sport as well. So,
Yeah, 100%. I think the biggest reason why I dove so headfirst into it was I actually coached full time for 3 years. That was like my job. That was what I did for a living. But took a step away back in March just because I feel like I needed to kind of explore and do something else and seek out another opportunity to grow in that business, in that industry, because it's a very niche business, a very niche sport. Not a lot of people know about it, and trying to make a living doing it, it's a constant uphill battle because it's so small still, even after all this time. So what I did is I actually launched my own online coaching business, which
nice.
I spent about 2 months creating website, getting the business plan set up so I could have it. Because I think that was the next step for me, having my something that I created myself and built from the ground up. I think that was the next step. And then after this, obviously down the line, the long-term goal is brick and mortar. But I mean, that's way down the line because I just got my business up and going. So.
Oh, go ahead and feel free to plug in, like, if you have a website up or anything, you want to plug it in, go ahead. Like, feel free to.
Yeah, so it's called inevitablestrength.com. Whether you're looking to get stronger, lose weight, just be healthier, be the best version of yourself, I'm more than happy to help you do that. I've coached over 120 people. All ages from 14 to 71.
Wow. What a wide variety gap right
dude,
there. I like that.
honestly, I tell people being active at any age is still good.
Yeah, because you don't like. I think people think the term powerlifting and they think like it has to be heavy. It's like no, at an older age, you could take it light and still do some good reps. You know what I mean, and still get some tone in the body. So
yeah, and like my biggest piece of advice I tell anybody is like lift now like you're lifting in your 60s.
Right.
Because when you're older, you want to be able to bend over and tie your shoes. You want to be able to get up out of a chair by yourself. You want to be able to sit up out of bed comfortably. You want to be able to take care of yourself when you get older. I don't want to be a burden when I get older to anybody that I love or anyone around me. So I take care of myself now. So when I get to that point, I can take care of myself still.
Yeah, 100%, brother. So that is the Mike and Tonto that we know of today. But now I need to dive back. We're gonna go back in the time machine. I need to go back to when little Mike first fell in love with Halloween and horror. What age was that? Where were you? And how did it come to be to get you where you are today?
So, how old was I? The first time I ever scared anybody specifically, it was when I used to live in Whittier. I would go to church every Sunday, and they had trunk or treat. Trunk or treats are extremely popular now.
Yeah.
They kind of started building popularity back in the day. But I had a mask. I don't know what kind of mask it was, but it was just a plain old mask I got from a Halloween store, a long black robe, like a scream robe with a hood almost. And I just sat in the trunk of my mom's car, my mom's minivan, and I just held a bowl of candy, and I waited. I sat there probably 10 minutes, and people were just walking by. Finally, someone reached in to grab a piece of candy, and I got them. It was a little kid, it was like a Red Power Ranger costume kid, and he died. It was great. And I was like, oh, I got that little high that you get, that sensation. You're like, oh, that was awesome. That was fun. I want to do it again. And so as the years progressed, we started decorating my mom's house. My mom shot my mom because she spent a lot of her money to help me do all of this. We started decorating more and more. Shout out to Mom, man. They rule the world. Got her involved, and then my family started getting involved, my brother and my sister. Eventually, I started building haunted houses, little walkthroughs at my mom's house, through the front yard, through the back, through the garage. It just got more elaborate each year, because that's all I knew. That's all I wanted to do, and I still had fun with it. But that's kind of like the beginnings of it, obviously.
Dude, I mean, talk about the early days for you, it sounds like home haunting. You know what I mean? And anyone that lives, and we just had this discussion. I just had this discussion with someone the other day. And I never realized that Southern California is the birthplace and the mecca when it comes to the SoCal. I think like I'm starting to get a bunch of ideas about future documentaries I'd like to make, but like Southern California is like the birthplace of the haunt scene. Like I don't think that if you have all these haunts come around that you don't get these inspirations from people that want to make their own. Much like you got inspired that like, hey, I'm starting to kind of dig this scaring thing. Let's decorate the house a little scarier so I can kind of vibe with it. It is so cool. I've been to so many home haunts in the past, yard displays, and people go above and beyond to make what they can make. And it's like something that belongs in a museum. Insert the Indiana Jones quote right there.
Heck yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's like a lot of these people, they don't expect people to come and pay, but like a lot of people leave a lot of generous donations, and it helps them because they do pour a lot of money into these displays to make them, or these mazes to make them what they are. And god damn, every year I'm so impressed at the home haunt scene and the independent scene. So good for you for being a young Mike wanting to take part in like a little yard display kind of scaring action, man. That's old school right there. I love it.
Absolutely. Piggybacking off what you just talked about, the sheer amount of home haunts and yard displays, they've times 10 in the last 5 years. They've grown. It's so much. And I'm going to shout out a homie of mine, CHEWIE, because he started his Santa Ana haunt, if you're not familiar with that, during COVID. He started during COVID. It was a little U-turn shaped in his dad's front yard. And now he has a permanent year-round haunt on Anaheim Garden Walk. That's what's going on with him. He built it into something permanent. I'm so excited
for that. Like,
absolutely.
He's fallen in the footsteps of what Halloween Horror Nights is doing now in Las Vegas, and now soon to be in Chicago. And he's taking that step forward and making that dream a reality. Big
Yeah.
shout out to Chewie and Santa Ana Haunt.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm a super big fan of anything they do. I went to their haunt last year at the Anaheim Garden Walk, and it was
Yeah.
so fucking fun. To see what they can do full time now.
Yeah.
Themings, just thinking like the holiday themings you can have fun with, and
Oh, yeah.
the one-offs, like it could be so freaking cool. Yeah, I'm so stoked for that. Good shout out, good segue right there for that one.
Yeah,
But
honestly, and he's probably one of the hardest working people I've ever met.
yeah,
Like he has his lighting business. He works insane hours. I see him posting at like 3 a.m. and then he's up at 7 a.m. going to do work on the haunt because it's a year-round thing. It's not, you don't really get an off day. You don't really get an off season. You're constantly coming up with new ideas, seeing how you can structure it and build it to make it most effective and optimize everything you have already and just capitalize and make it bigger and better. Because obviously, bigger and better is what everyone aims for each year. Because people want to see the bigger and better. They want to see what's next. They want to see how you can evolve your idea you started with and turn it into something like, oh my God, I didn't realize you could do that and take it that way. Which he does
exactly.
really, really well. And he's probably one of the coolest people and like the nicest humans you'll ever meet.
Absolutely.
He obviously lets me work with him for like midsummer and all that. So I help him out with doing that kind of stuff. So he's just really generous too in that sense of letting me kind of step behind the curtain and help him on that end.
Also, I gotta give shout out because usually what comes with a little Chewy, I'm also a big homie Ernie.
Oh yeah,
Gotta love Ernie. There, big homie right there too. Big shout out to him. But yeah, Chewy. Last year we went to the garden walk during haunt season to go visit the haunt. He invited us out. Thank you so much, Santa Ana Haunt, for inviting us out. We always appreciate it. And guy was working a production in the stage, doing a concert in the garden walk, doing a production right before the show opened at the haunt. Finished the set real quick, went to go freaking open the haunt, and then came back and did another set. And I was like, this guy is just back and forth, but he's making it work. And he took care of us that night. He really did. And then afterwards, I went to go talk to him and told him how much I loved it. And I look forward to what they do every year now.
Yeah. So absolutely, shout out to him, man. He's an awesome person.
Yeah, man. All right, man. So collabing with these guys, man, you got to work with them a little bit. I mean, you got to know these guys a little bit. Was that kind of your intro into the haunt scene right there? Was kind of seeing what they were doing in the independent scene and how that kind of, because they were huge in the independent scene before they started uprising too. And he was, I heard stories about the haunt. Did you go scare there at all, or did you get to work with them at all, or you just kind of always knew them?
A little bit of both. I kind of just dipped my toe in to see what it was like.
Right.
And because I've been so on like I guess I want to call it on stage for so many years at Haunt, being able to go backstage and do the behind the scenes stuff, it was very refreshing. Let me put it that way, because I like having creative avenues to really kind of express yourself and really build something. Be like, hey, I did this, and it works because it fits what they're doing here.
Right.
I think that's a really good thing for me specifically because I'm a very active person. I really much love working in general. So being able to occupy my time with things that I really enjoy and able to create something with people that I enjoy being around, I mean, what more can you really ask for? I mean, it's all what everyone wants to do. It's what everyone strives to get to.
Absolutely. I mean, I would say, when it comes to what they are able to do and what you guys were able to do, I mean, like I said, I've seen walkthroughs. I've heard so many through word of mouth, and then finally seeing it for myself many times for sure at Midsummer Scream when I've gone. But to actually see the full scale thing during season, it's second to none. These guys are constantly improving more and more every single year, as is everyone in the haunt scene. And it is incredible to watch year after year to see what they're going to bring to the table next. What haven't I seen in this community? What can you blow me away with? And I do get blown away every single year. Every time I go through something, it's like, wow, I've never seen that, or wow, they really did this differently. And it's really refreshing for you, because you've kind of, now you've got to work behind the scenes, and now obviously you've worked in front of everything. What did you find more challenging? Did you find it more challenging being out there scaring, or do you find it more challenging in the behind the scenes because of the stress of kind of worrying about tech issues and overall build and just story concepts and everything? Like, what was the more for you? What was the more kind of difficult challenge?
I think they're both difficult in their own right. I mean, obviously being on stage and being a monster, it's probably one of the more physically demanding things anyone will ever do.
Right.
And I've been doing it for a good amount of years now. And I still never feel like I'm 100% in shape for it, no matter how hard I try. It's physically impossible to be in shape to scare. But being behind the scenes, like you talked about the tech issues and like making sure everything's on point, everything's working, that is something I was like, oh my God, I have to worry about all this now on top of this,
Yeah.
on top of that, on top of that. It's all the minute details, which thank God Chewie's really good about that because sometimes I forget when I was working with him. It's also extremely challenging for me because my mind goes 1,000 miles a minute all the time, and I really want to make sure that everything's perfect. I'm not OCD by any sense, but I'm close, and so I think that helps me, but it also is like a hindrance sometimes because like, oh, that looks good this way, but maybe if we moved it a little bit more this way or tilted it or put the light like it's and other times it's
Right.
like, oh, it's fine, just leave it alone, it's good. But that's a me thing. I'm sure people are the same way, but that's my
Oh
biggest
yeah,
issue.
100%. You start to notice details, and you're like, maybe if it goes like slightly to the left, it might be just perfect. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's little details like that. Trust me, I've been working in the lighting in this room, and I'm just like, yeah, this looks good. This doesn't look good. I know what you
yeah,
mean.
yeah, absolutely, man. But yeah, Chewie's been great. The whole behind the scenes is something I want to continue doing. It's a good skill set to have.
Absolutely.
Fabrication, lighting installation, audio installation, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. So we've seen you in the home haunt scene. We've seen you in the independent haunt scene. Talk to us about when you auditioned for your first pro haunt.
Right. So I did the home haunts for at my mom's house 4 or 5 years, and up until this point, I had no idea that you could work elsewhere or like work at a professional haunt, like a grown up haunt, essentially. Because I didn't know. I mean, living in Southern California, sure, I feel like everyone knows, but I, for whatever reason, didn't. I mean, my first time at Knott's was when I was 14. Like,
Okay.
I think I got a little bit of a late start because I didn't know it existed, to be honest, up until
Okay.
that point. Yeah, so that was an interesting part. I went with a family friend, my brother, and a neighbor.
Have you ate the
And I was
chicken
like,
since then, at least?
oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. I got there. I didn't know what to expect. I went in. I was like, oh, I didn't know this was a thing. And I loved it. Like, I think the one maze I remember was quarantine. I think that's how that puts a date on that. Going to the quarantine.
2008.
Eight, yeah. So quarantine was the one race I can remember the most right now. But after that, it was my first time seeing sliders, all that good stuff. So I was like, this is a whole thing. Like, okay. I think that just kind of put fuel to the fire of me wanting to continue to do so because it's fun, exciting, creative, and I mean, it checks all the boxes. I mean, why not?
It's the ultimate job, and you get paid to do it.
Exactly. Get paid to be an idiot, essentially, for
Right?
however many weeks. Yeah, it's great. But no, my first haunt I worked at actually was Hollywood Sports. If
Okay.
you're familiar with that, I did
Yes.
HSP in 2013, and the only reason I knew about it is because I went to the very first Scare LA in
Okay.
2013 when it was in LA at the Reef, and they had the slider show there, and it was like all the old school OG sliders like Bags, Cowboy Bobby, Spats, and the one person I met was Stevo, Heretic, if you don't know who that is. Old boardwalk monster.
Okay.
He actually ended up being the hiring manager for Hollywood Sports that day, or like the casting director, or whatever you want to call it. And he taught me some sliding stuff because they had like a little workshop after their show at the end of the day. He's like, "Hey man, you're pretty good. I mean, I'm hiring here. You want to come out?" And I was like, "Okay." So just, I didn't know. I was like, "Sure, I'll go and see what happens." So I went, auditioned. The very first scenario, and I never forget this. It was the funniest thing. Or one of the first. It was I was a traveling clown salesman selling used condoms, and it was the funniest thing I built
Oh
into. I was like,
man.
I had to cat my. I think the first thing I said is like, "Hi, I'm selling latex that are cheaper than your paychecks," and
Wow. Hell
it worked. I
yeah.
got the part, and I was able to work, and it was a good time. So, but that was HSP was it was something. I'm pretty sure you may have heard stories
I've heard a
from.
few things, but I've never actually interviewed someone that worked there. So give me like the POV of what it was like
Yeah,
to scare there.
yeah. Um, my area. What I was given was front gate.
Okay.
I kind of just made up a character. I had a little top hat, a skull latex mask I bought. I painted and kind of touched it up, and just all black.
Okay.
To me, that worked. I don't know why, but that's what I went with. And it was, for what it was, to be my first time, first haunt, first time sliding and getting paid for it. It was fun. Didn't get as much of exposure, I think, as it probably could have, but I think that's a whole like marketing issue on their end that they struggled with back in the day. Um, but I did meet a lot of people there that currently still friends with. Lemus was one of them. David Woods I met there. Fistany I met there, and a couple others. So I met all those guys there, but it was a good time. Hard because it was my first professional hunt and my body was dying. But I think it was a good stepping stone because after I did that season there, all of the guys I just mentioned as a group, we all collectively went to audition for Knott's.
Alrighty.
So that was the goal. We all wanted to go to Knott's. We all wanted to make streets, and all wanted to just work Knott's. Which, yeah, that was the plan, and we did. We all auditioned for Knott's. When you still had to wait in line, we did that.
Camp out.
No camp out. I think it was just no camp out. I think I got there a little early. Nothing crazy. Not like the stories of like camping out. I never did that. Thank God. Little spoiled on that end, I will say, but it's okay. Yeah, we all auditioned. I auditioned for Boardwalk, and I remember Mark Mungia. It was Vulgar. It was there. Ian Barnett was there. I think Craig was there as well. They were the judges.
Okay.
And my Boardwalk audition was trash. I openly admit my Boardwalk audition was trash, looking back on it. But Mark being Mark, he's like, hey, would you be able to give me like a Fiesta character? And I was like, okay. And I went balls to the wall stereotype. Dancing, Spanish, the whole 9 yards. He's like, okay, welcome to Fiesta Village. And I was like, okay, cool. That was my first year in Knott's. I was in Fiesta.
What year was this? 2016?
14.
14.
So like 13 to 14, yeah.
Fiesta Village, man. I mean, I so wish they would put a scare zone there again.
My honest opinion, it was cool without the DJ.
Yeah.
That was the biggest vibe killer.
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion. That took you out of it. It was meant to be like the party zone, which I get because the stage is permanently there and they want to capitalize on it.
Right.
But as a scary focal point, it's not.
Why not do a little pop-up show right there? You know what I mean?
Exactly. So, but yeah, my first year was Fiesta Village.
Hell yeah. Did you have a lot of fun on that one, at least?
I did. I ran circles. You know, the area's not huge. So
Yeah.
I just was always constantly just circling laps all day, every night. And obviously in first year, on streets, in a scare zone, very, very much appreciated the opportunity. I just wanted to live up to it. So I was always on. I was always going. And yeah, it was great. Made a lot of friends, which is good. That was only the second year of that zone, too. The first year of that zone was 2013. And they had 7 people.
Wow.
And-
So,
and so
I imagine they had a massive increase that next year.
Yeah, I think it went up to almost 30.
Good. Yeah.
So it much needed.
Yeah.
But it was
Cast
it was
A,
great.
Cast B right there.
Yeah, essentially. But we were all just on at all times.
Sweet.
It was a good experience. I think it was good for me to kind of get in there, get my feet wet in a zone, see how it was run, see how like the logistics of it all were.
Spending time in that tiny ass break room.
Dude, so
I
our break room
know. I
actually-
used to work at that fucking park.
So it wasn't the one behind the stage at first.
Oh no.
It was the one around the corner on the left of the stage, and there's that door right there. If that makes sense. You know where that is? Where the
Yeah.
vending machines are?
Yeah. That room. That's what
It
I
was that
talking about.
room. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was our break room.
That shit fucking. I remember walking in there on a hot night to take a break, and I'm like, "Holy shit, it's packed in here."
Yeah. No, it was terrible. But you know, I think that's what
At least AC worked.
brought along the camaraderie because we were all just such a tight space, so we all just became friends through all the dumb shit we would go through and talk about and just have fun with it, because I think that's the whole point. Build those memories, create those friendships, because that's what you're gonna remember the most.
Absolutely.
So yeah, first year came and gone. It was like a blur. Great time. 2015 rolls around. What did I do? I went to audition for Ghost Town in 2015.
Okay.
So I go in there, I do it. I think I did good. Then I get into the second room at post audition, like, hey, have a seat over at this gentleman right here. He'll do your paperwork. And it was Fiesta again. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, no worries. It was cool. It was fun for what it was. I did get to do stilts that year, so I learned to do stilts because of being in Fiesta. So that was pretty cool.
You got that in your arsenal now.
I did. I was supposed to do it the first year, but they didn't have enough pairs of stilts, and I was like, okay, whatever, that's fine.
If so, like, okay, I know Dark Harbor editions are coming back up. Hopefully, you're looking to go back.
Yeah.
This is just a scenario situation right here, so it's not even real. So people don't trip out. No confirmed confirmations. I don't know shit. Okay.
Nothing's happening.
Nothing's happening. This is just a scenario. If Dark Harbor, if say you work there this year, if Dark Harbor came up to you tomorrow and was like, we need you on stilts, you think you can get back on stilts?
Yeah.
No problem?
Yeah. The funny thing is, I self-taught myself to walk on stilts.
Okay.
So I bought a pair of drywall stilts on Amazon, and I taught myself in my mom's driveway.
Just take a little bit of practice again to get used to it, but I think you can get back on it by season.
I mean, I have my own pair in the garage right now. Like, I just have them on deck in case I need them. But I say this, it's like riding a bike. You never really forget.
Yeah.
Once you get your footing underneath you, you're solid. Like, you're fine. You have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would if they needed me for like a night, because it is fun. It's exhausting, but it's fun.
Harbor would be interesting too, because it kind of goes downhill a little bit.
I know. I want a pair of Bigfoot stilts for that reason.
You'll be as tall as me, buddy.
They're so expensive, though.
Oh man, but it would be worth every penny.
I know.
One day.
In the future.
The
future, yeah.
One day. So back at Fiesta then on stilts, man, how was that for you? Did you have a ball with that one then?
Oh yeah, 100%. I had a great time. Costumes were The pants were a little heavy, a little thick.
Yeah.
They were like that really thick curtain-y couch material, if that makes sense.
Oh wow.
So they just felt heavy on me.
Right.
And it was, but I made it work. It was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. There's videos on YouTube of me on stilts, in Fiesta, like way back, like deep dive. But it was a good time. It was really fun. I did it with another friend of mine. His name is Victor. He no longer works at Hunt, but he was my other stilt guy, and we just had a ball.
Damn.
It was great.
Hell yeah.
Only time I had an issue with it, out of the entire time I did that, I fell once. I fell once on stage, on a Saturday. It happens.
It's a Saturday. It's pretty crowded.
It was pretty crowded, but so I learned to run on stilts, and so I was like using that a lot. And when I was trying to sidestep to get like avoid a crowd, I hit my heels together and I ate shit.
Dog.
But I fell like I did a baseball slide, so I got really low and I just sprawled out. And I think that kind of saved me from getting hurt.
Right.
Hard part is I tore the shit out of those pants.
Oh my goodness.
Those pants had holes for days.
Did they have to get freaking sewn afterwards or what?
So when I went up to the wardrobe head, which was Tim at the time, he's like, "What the hell happened?" And I was like, just my legs rubbed together on stilts." That's what I told him. I lied to his face. I don't want to tell him I don't want to tell him I fell and then be like, "Oh, we're gonna pull you then if that's the case." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "No, I'm fine." I eventually did tell him. So it's like, "Hey, I didn't tell you before because I didn't want to be a big deal. I didn't get hurt, but I did fall." So that's what that was. He's like, "Oh, okay, here, they're patched." And I was like, "Okay, cool.
Sweet, we're back. We're back.
We're so back. We're so back. Okay, good."
Oh man. And it's funny because you don't really see anyone on stilts anymore at Knott's because of a couple incidents that happened in the last couple years. But yeah, all it takes is one person. That's it.
Ruin it for everybody.
That's all it takes.
It is what it is. But yeah, that was good. 2015 was fun.
All right, let's talk about my graduating year, 2016.
Okay, 2016. What month is it? March or April. I'm just going about my normal life, going to work, going home, all that jazz. I get a message from someone who's like, "Hey, would you be willing to do some promotional stuff for us?" And the message was from Brandon.
Okay.
If you remember Brandon. And I was like, "Huh? Who is this? This is real, right?" And so I messaged back like, "Sure, I mean, I'm down." So we film at Knott's in like late April. we do the Scare Zone promo video. It's still on YouTube. You can find it. Um, but because I was doing all that for them, and I was already like technically hired on at that time.
Right.
Um, I was able to have a choice of where I wanted to go.
Oh,
That was my audition.
that's sick.
I thought so. There was a lot of people were had their opinion on it. Fine, whatever. But I say like if you were in my position, you would have done the same fucking thing. You're not any better than me. So
Carnival.
I took Ghost Town.
I would have put
I was
Carnival.
like, yeah. I was like, I would like to go to Ghost Town. I always wanted to do Ghost Town anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I would like to go to Ghost Town. I was like, okay, done. And I was like, cool. So I did that one for them, and then I also did the Infected promo. Believe it or not, when they filmed it, where were we? I never actually saw the footage. Funny enough, I don't know what happened to it. It's somewhere out there in the archives. But we filmed till like 3 a.m. doing the Infected promo, and we were in the theater, in Boardwalk. We were under Log Ride Mountain.
That's
Like
cool.
we were in the mountain.
Yeah.
We walked through when the animatronics were off, and it's extremely eerie in there.
I imagine that shit. I just look at them when they're on and it look eerie.
Yeah, it's definitely terrifying. But we were there, and then we were filming for like 5-6 hours. It was fun. I have photos on my phone that come up every now and then. I'm like, oh, that's from this time. It's already this long ago. Oh damn, it's like the memories that pop up on Google Photos. I'm like, cool. Yeah, I did do that. That was fun.
You're like, that happened.
Yeah, well that was cool. But yeah,
That's awesome.
First year in Ghost Town was 2016.
Dude, great year. Great year indeed. Did you have a
Yeah.
fun time that year in Ghost Town? I mean, was it everything you wanted it to be, or how was it for you? How was your experience for Ghost Town?
It was good. I think the thing for me is it took me a couple weeks to get my footing.
Okay.
Fiesta being a big circle compared to Ghost Town being the biggest zone square footage wise.
Right.
It took me a while.
And back then, that
And
was like
we-
2016, so it was even bigger, a little bit bigger than where it is today.
Yeah, so we had like the tunnel up into the Silver Bullet. Like we had that area still.
Yeah.
That was still available for
Main
us.
entrance, I think, too, right?
Main entrance as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were able to do all that before they cut the borders.
Right.
That's when I met Dieterman actually, because he was the lead that year. So that was my first year encountering him, and still to date one of the best bosses I've had. He really was patient and like gave me advice on like how to improve and get better because I was struggling a bit. I mean, I'm human. I'm not anything special. It takes me sometimes to adjust, like everybody else.
Mhm.
And so being able to get that feedback and understand what I need to do better, it definitely helped. And I'm still good friends with him today. Obviously, you know that, because he is very good at giving you that, saying what you need to hear in the moment. Put it
Right.
that way. He's very good at that, and it helped me. But that was a good first year in Ghost Town. I had a good fun with that. So, yeah,
Good old Ghost Town.
good old Ghost Town.
2017 rolls around,
17.
and a kid has an opinion that he wants to share on the internet. Goes by the name of the Knights of War.
Mm-hmm.
Gets incepted that year, man.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at that year? Because maybe we probably ran into each other. We probably didn't, because Knights of War back then was a very limited thing compared to where we are now. I feel like we're constantly trying to just find more shit to expand. But
Right.
like, where were you in 2017 when it came time that year?
I went back to Ghost Town.
All right, year two.
Year 2. So they used to do this thing called preferred rehire.
Yes.
Preferred status. So that means you would have to audition, you just come back, you sign your paperwork, and you get your same spot again. They did that for like 3 years, maybe a little bit longer. I could probably wrong on that front, but they did that for a little bit, and that's what I did. So I went back to Ghost Town. I got a new face made. I kept the costume. I just fixed it up and made it more grungy and dirty. My character was supposed to be a bartender, so I kind of went with that route. The bowler
Okay.
hat, the vest, the garters, the bow tie.
Mind you, this was
but-
all before Goring 20s even existed.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goring 20s was not a thing.
No.
Boardwalk was what it was before. CS was The hollows had just come into play, I think.
I
That
think
year.
so.
Yeah, the hollows
Yeah.
had just come into play. So that was the new zone. But I was like, oh, I'm comfortable. I like it here. Let me go back and do it again. So I feel like I could. I feel like I had more to build on, and I
Right.
didn't want to just like do 1 year and like peace. I'm out of here. Because I feel like that's kind of missing the mark essentially because you want to be able to develop and build something that people remember.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, 2017. That one was kind of a blur, honestly. Nothing really significant happened specifically. Um, Great memories, great scares, great friends, but nothing like that would like pop out like, hey, let me put a pin in that one, and that's the memory that I want to have essentially. Because yeah, I don't know. I just felt like I was going through the motions a little bit sometimes because I was just beat up.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone feels that way.
Yeah. 1,000%. Like, there was moments and times where I fucking, dude, just doing this. I go through the motions of just like fucking. I don't want to do this shit no more. I don't want to fucking. I'm done. But then, like, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I just sit there. I'm like, no, shut the fuck up. You're frustrated. You're creatively. You can't think about what to do right now. And just give it time, and an idea will pop in your head.
Right.
Case in point, what I'm filming with you guys right now,
Hmm.
which will be out at a later date. You guys will hear about it when you
Nice.
will hear about it.
Yeah, yeah. Take your time.
But no, I mean I talk to you guys. I'm talking about the audience. They'll hear about it when they hear about it.
Yeah.
But things like that. Just it's an avenue for me to step away from in front of the camera and to go behind the camera. What I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes you get in that mindset and it just fucks with you and it's just like, come on. But then you snap out of it and you're like, no, this is we remember
Yeah.
why we do what we do and why we love doing what we do.
Mhm.
So yeah, I 100% agree, dude. Because yeah, when we started Nights of Horror, dude, it was strictly Halloween Horror Nights. Look how much we've expanded since then.
Yeah.
I'm
You.
slowly getting away from Horror Nights little by little.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like it's not that I don't want to stop covering Horror Nights. It's more or less
Mhm.
there's more things popping up in the world, and I'm trying to give everyone
A
equal
little spotlight.
treatment. Yeah. So
Yeah.
equal fairness. So
Absolutely.
100%. Ghost Town back to back to back. Almost.
I
Right?
just had a memory pop up actually. So one cool thing about 2017 is my first time scaring at Queen. I was part of
Okay.
Sliders Unite the second year.
Okay.
Um, so that was pretty cool. I met everyone there, Squeaks, rest in peace. Um, all the guys on the Queen team, I met them there, worked with all them. That was a fun time, but that was like a 10-day straight run that last week because we did Queen, Knott's, Queen. So
Oh
it was just
wow.
consistently. So it was like a 10-day, 8 or 10 day straight end of the season, and I was dying.
I imagine. Did you have another job at the time too, or were you just working haunt
Yeah, I was still working full time, so I'd go from my full time day job to haunt straight
for
there
a
every
10,
single
8
time.
days straight right there? Just that's what it was.
Yeah, that was
It was a little brutal, I
I had,
imagine.
I had issues back then. I don't know why I did that.
Lack of
Caffeine.
sleep. Yeah. Extra caffeine.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
On
But no, that was good.
2 hours of sleep.
Not my proudest moment. Yeah, I took some years off my life doing that, but it's okay. I mean, it was worth the experience. You can
Right.
find that show on YouTube actually still.
Hell yeah.
So if you ever want to look that up, you can look it up. Everyone watching and listening, and you can also look it up if you want to watch it. But it was definitely a good time. It gave me that first hand experience of like what it was like to be part of a choreographed piece, and really work off of others as far as like doing tricking and like actually doing some choreography, because this is a whole different thing.
Right.
It's really much like, oh, you did this once, okay, now do it 1,000 more times, and then maybe it'll be a little bit better. But the same
Right.
thing every single time.
Right.
And that's all choreography is: rinse and repeat, repetitive motions.
That's all it is. Especially when you see, for example, like dancers doing it. You know what I mean? It's all
Mhm.
choreographed. Like they do it until they get it in sync, until they get it right. So when it's final product, final night, opening night on stage, it looks perfect in sync. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
So would you be staying at Knott's, remaining at Knott's until the remainder of until the pandemic?
So I left Knott's in 2021.
Okay, so you would
Yeah.
be 2021 would be your last year.
Mhm.
Okay, so you would be in Ghost Town up until 21.
No.
No.
So 2018 was my last year in Ghost Town. I
Okay.
went back, did let Ghost Town for one more year, I wanted to stay. Um, Probably botched my audition in 2019.
Okay.
It, ha- but it happens. I'm
Happens.
not the best auditioner back then. I'm better at it now. But I felt like back then I just kind of, bleh, and just kind of messed up. And I think my biggest issue, and I was thinking about it the last few years, that I wasn't theatrical. Like
Okay.
I didn't put a ton of effort into the character aspects of it all. Because I'm a great scarer, I'm a great slider. That's cool, but a character is something that was lacking. And I think they noticed that, and that's fine. So they moved me to Forsaken, actually.
Oh.
Year two of Forsaken, I was moved there. And that definitely helped me get into like the theatrical side of it and tap into that myself because you've been to Forsaken, you see what it's like. It's a production. It's
It
a
is.
production inside of a production.
Yeah.
And so being able to work and see that side of haunt and scaring, and it made me realize like, oh, I need to be able to build a character and actually portray that. And I did. And it was a good time. I definitely had a good time there. A little like at first because it was a small zone again, but I
Hmm.
made it work. The people I worked with were fantastic. They were a lot of fun. I think that's what kind of saves it for me is the people that you work with.
Right.
Because the camaraderie of it all is kind of why we do this too. On top of it,
Hmm.
because you make friends and you build those bonds that like I have friends that I made like 10 years ago that I'm still friends with today because of this silly little job that I do.
Exactly.
Um,
You
yeah,
make lifelong
Forsaken was
friends, family, all that shit, dude.
absolutely yeah. Like we became friends this year,
Yeah.
and just because of the haunt community,
Exactly.
and it's awesome. But yeah, Forsaken was cool. Um, what was I? I don't know my specific character. I forgot what the title was. We all had like specific titles of each character we were. But I took Monsieur Candy from Django and just got rid of the racism and kind of built on that as my character. Because again, it's like the Southern Bayou charm,
Right.
and I want to just build with that. And that's kind of what I did. So that was a good amount. That was a good amount of fun. I definitely enjoyed that.
That was
And then
2019,
obviously
right?
that was 2019. Then obviously COVID hit,
Man, what a depressing
shut the world
time.
down.
Yeah.
What a very depressing year.
Very.
I think because the only reason I was kind of fine. So weirdly, I didn't stop working my day job during COVID.
Right.
I worked the entire time. I worked through COVID.
I think I was off
Because
for like
what?
2 months, and then I did go back. But yeah, I did work majority of COVID pretty much. You worked
Yeah,
straight through though.
I worked the entire time because I worked alone and outside.
Okay.
So I worked in the field. What I used to do. I used to work for the gas company, so I would do house like house calls essentially, where I would go to residential or commercial and just do work on the meters themselves. So I was by myself all day. It was like an interact with really. But I went the entire year of 2020 with a mask on all the time. And
I
that
was
was
gonna
just
say, yeah. I was gonna say you to go to people's houses. Just that's the only downside. You had to put on the mask.
like I literally had it on at all times, unless I was in my car, and it was just such a weird time.
Yeah.
But the only saving grace I think during 2020 for me is, I actually did work somewhere. I never thought about 17th Door as somewhere I'd want to go to,
Interesting.
but I call her my haunt mom, Sarah Navarrete. She was head of makeup, and she sent me a message like, "Hey, I'm head of makeup here," and I was like, "Oh, I mean, I would be down," and so I did 2 weekends.
It was
Not
something
bad.
though.
It was something. The cool thing is, I was in the revolving room.
Are you in the
One that's
documentary?
spun. No, I don't think so. But I was in that spinning room. That was the first place they put me. And I was like, oh shit, okay. I
Okay,
didn't
so
know.
okay, I've watched that documentary,
Go ahead,
right?
go ahead,
And I
go
got
ahead, go
so
ahead.
many questions about that fucking spinning room. I've never interviewed anyone that's ever worked in that fucking
Okay,
spinning room.
go ahead.
How many fucking idiots did you have in that thing that did not listen to you, to your specific directions as you're supposed to? If all you gotta do is listen to you guys because you guys know exactly how that thing maneuvers. I imagine so many people fell face first. Yeah. Oh my god. I saw it in the documentary. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my god. All you gotta do is like, I know you're scared, but just they're not gonna let you get hurt. So just follow what they
yeah,
fucking say.
yeah. The biggest thing they told us is if people don't move and then they don't listen, just try to get their feet underneath them, no matter how you do it. And we did it no matter how we had to.
I've seen how
We
you
went
guys work that room. It is a fucking mission to do.
We would take people's feet and literally throw them over their head so they could land on their feet at least, and not their head.
Well,
And
because
that
you
was
guys knew the rhythm, so it's like you knew when it was
yeah,
coming. You knew with the cycle. You knew how it was gonna go.
yeah,
Like you knew everything. So
yeah. There's like specific clicking noises you hear, and you know that the next rotation's coming, so you can kind of prep for it.
right,
But it was fun. I messed myself up a little bit because I
of
wasn't
course.
when I was first learning. I wasn't prepared, so I would just eat shit into the floor as it turned into the ceiling. I'm like, God damn it!
It hurt.
But the fun part is, yeah, they had like a chair that was nailed down to the floor and like a cabinet that was nailed down, so you would hold onto the chair as it rotated and you just kind of go like this,
Upside down and shit.
and then you'd let go and land between people's heads like this with your feet. And
Oh,
it had the greatest reaction. So that was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
17th door is an entire animal
Yeah.
that's unhinged. I'll put it that way. Yeah, everyone knows you sign your life away when you go there and it's good reason too. But it was fun. I think for what it was during the time to get your fix. I'm not saying we're addicts, but at this point we might as well be. Get your fix because you need it. That was a good time. Yep. Just
Haunt fix, man.
haunt fix.
Now we can get it
So
year
that's-
round. So there we go.
There you go. Absolutely. But then the second weekend, I did stills for them in the queue line.
Okay.
So that was pretty cool. They gave me a taser, which was fun.
Was this when they were
was like
still
a-
at their old location in Fullerton?
This is at the Fullerton warehouse. Yeah, that was at the
Yeah.
Fullerton location still. They gave me a taser. It was like a cattle prod. It was pretty fun. I used that thing till I died, because why not? It was a good time. But yeah, I just kind of, I think I've sort of realized like I do maybe need a little bit of time, like a little bit of a break. So I kind of left, and I was fine with leaving. Like I had no bad feelings, no ill will, not on good terms. I just like, okay, I'm good. I think I got my fix. I'm good.
Yeah.
And then CHEWIE hits me up. Hey, like I have my own little thing at my dad's house come through. I was like, okay. So I went and worked with CHEWIE for like a weekend, and that was pretty cool.
Right.
So I did get my fix here and there, but not like a full season.
Yeah, but you got to not only you got to do 17 Door, something new for you, but you also got to go reunite with CHEWIE again and work a weekend doing
Yeah.
that. So I mean, that's always good to reunite with old friends too, you know. So
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, COVID comes and goes. We get word that Haunt's coming back 2021. And I was like, cool, yeah, I'll go back. So I went back. I did go back to Forsaken, which, I mean, I was expecting that because auditions weren't really auditions.
video auditions.
Yeah, that was for a lot of, like, open hire. I think they did that mostly.
Right.
For anyone that really wanted to as well, like, I think they were more than welcome to. I don't know the specifics, obviously. But I was just like, I'll go back to my role. It's fine. I had a good time with it. I can make it work. And I did. And I had a good time with it, made it work. A lot of shit happened that year, and that's why it was my last year. Actually ended up not even working Halloween. I just didn't show up.
Wow.
Just because I was kind of
bad,
over
huh?
it. It was a whole thing.
You don't got to get into it.
yeah.
I understand if you don't.
Oh, you're
Don't
good. You're
even-
good.
yeah.
Just I'll do like the basic. We had a group chat with the zone, and people were just. A lot of that got leaked to HR, and yeah,
Yeah. Didn't look
I
good.
ended up being the fall guy for it. So. It is what it is. I mean, it's fine. I was just not feeling it anyway by that night. I was like, I'm good. I'm not coming in.
Yeah.
Like I don't care.
Enjoy your Halloween.
Yeah, and I did. So I was like, I'm good with that.
That's
But
good.
that was my last year at Knott's, and I'm still C-filed to this day.
Hey, so 2022 rolls around.
2022.
We're more open. Well, you know, the world of haunt and horror Halloween is back. Conventions
Right.
are back. Everything's back. We're back to normal.
Mhm.
Where do we see Mike in 2022?
Right. So in 2021, there was rumors of something coming to Queen Mary,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, huh, that would be kind of interesting if it did. 2022 rolls around. I think it's probably like May or June, and they make the announcement that Shacktober is coming to Queen Mary, and I was like, huh, I wonder if they need people. So I go to the website and I apply, and I was like, okay, apply to Shocktober, and ended up getting the email and went in, worked it. Shocktober was a fever dream on acid, essentially, because it was like the most, I don't know how to put it, Raggedy Ann
Random haunt.
held together with glue and
Year one
ties
for
kind of
sure.
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
I remember
It
year
was
one.
so random, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was cool for what it was.
Year two, far better.
Yeah, year two was better, but year one was definitely an interesting. It was an interesting experience because I don't know if they knew what they were doing, but I mean, cool if they did. Um, it worked for what it was, and I think that was the whole point. They wanted to just have something for everyone. And Shaq is Shaq. I think Shaq was just wanted to do a side quest. One of the positives out of that year is I met Shaq, so that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a picture with him on my Instagram. Met a lot of people that I know now too, like Devin. Who else did I meet? JB, Omar. Like I met everyone again, essentially.
Hmm.
So that was cool. Met the boys again. We worked with them again. That was a good time. That was the highlight was working with the boys.
Nice.
But it was good. The only issue at the time is I did about half the run, but then I ended up leaving. I had switched careers in 2022.
Hmm.
So I was trying to like get my footing at my job, my new job full time, and it was just demanding a lot of my time. And so I just needed to like make sure I got my footing under me with the new job before I kind of did other things. So I
Right.
did about half the season at Shacktober, and then I ended up going. Uh, but I did go and actually again, Chewie being the awesome person he is, he let me go work at his haunt.
Chewie, I
Um,
noticed the reoccurring theme in this podcast so far is that Chewie's
he's
gonna sprinkle his way in little by little,
yeah, yeah,
and come and support and help out. And I love that little like he's like the Stan Lee of this story. He just comes and cameos in here and there.
yeah,
Like
right,
we'll hear some haunt career and then be like, yeah. And then I did a week with Chewie and Chewie invited me out and I was like. We're going back to Chewie again. Like
there
it's
we
all
are.
goes back to like the beginning, man. Like that's what I
Yeah,
love about this story so far is like no matter where you've gone in your career, you've always gone back to help him. Like and
mhm,
that shows something of you. It doesn't you don't need money to do this. It's pure out of
yeah,
friendship and out of respect of
yeah,
what you guys were able to accomplish all those years together. You know what I mean? Like that's what I
yeah,
love about it.
yeah. And I met him in Ghost Town. That's how we know each other. We worked together for 2 years, and so it's just yeah. He's a good homie. He let me work that haunt, and it was his ideas are so good that that's why I'm like, damn, I have to like get in on it. I
Yeah,
have to like be a part of it in some way or fashion.
absolutely.
So 2022 came and gone. I did that. 2023 rolled around, and still Shacktober. It's still the same kind of deal. A little bit better than the first year. They kind
Yes.
of did step it up a bit. Um, Still kind of felt like more like a big party than a haunt, which I that was the point. I get.
Except when you went through the Gray Ghost. That felt like Dark
Gregos was
Harbor.
the Gregos was the highlight for sure. Everyone talked about it. But other than that, it felt like a giant rave party.
Yeah.
That's all. That's what it was. It felt like a block party essentially.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was cool. I had a good time, made some good memories, met a lot of friends. Um, but then 2024 rolls around, no one's really sure what's going on, and then we get the random drop on like a random week and a random month
This is my
that
favorite
here
part.
Dark Harbor's coming back, and I was like, oh shit, it
Yes.
is.
Yes. I remember where I was. I remember when I got the
Yeah.
news. I was sitting in a bed and I was on my phone scrolling, and I had seen that my good friend Rob was attending a press event at the Queen Mary.
Oh, Rob, yeah.
I did not know for what. I had suspicions under maybe could be for Dark Harbor, but Queen Mary does host a lot of events, so I was like, it could be
Mhm.
for a number of things, or it could just be a big major announcement that they've started
Yeah.
repairs or doing whatever. Come to find out, Dark Harbor was like the biggest selling point for that
Mhm.
announcement. Mayor of Long Beach came out and said how much revenue that haunt has brought to the city of Long Beach,
Yeah.
and everything into the Queen Mary. So Dark Harbor just gets announced out of nowhere that it is returning for 2024, and it is back now, owned by 13th Floor Entertainment.
Team Floor, yep. And that hit everyone like a shovel to the face.
A
No
lot
one
of
was
mixed
ready for
reviews.
that.
A lot of mixed reviews.
A lot of feelings were had, and
Yeah.
rightfully so. I mean, it's a very much a treasured haunt of Long Beach, and just it was there for so long, and people have their ways about them, about how they feel about it and how they want it to be. But I think the thing that I give props to 13th Floor about is that they took something that was so like household name,
Mhm.
and they tried to like make it and do something with it because they had some big shoes to fill. I will give them that, and I think they did a good job, um, especially for the return year.
Right.
So I remember how it was in 2017 when I was there for a couple nights, but going into last year, I think they did a really stand up job. Honestly,
I
obviously
would have to
ways to
agree.
improve. Yeah, I know you have like your opinions on it. What did you think of last year?
I was very impressed with how quickly they were able to handle issues. I know the very first weekend, the biggest issue for them was the parking situation, and within the next weekend, that was fixed.
Hmm.
And I know there was like a lot of issues with like line control, all that stuff, but within like the
Yeah.
next weekend or so, that was fixed. So like they
Hmm.
did listen, they did pay attention to what was going on social media and what people were talking
Yeah.
about, and so I appreciate the fuck out of that customer service. As far as the event goes as a whole, I got to go one only time I got to go to Dark Harbor was in 2019,
Hmm.
and I always thank Dark Harbor more than any haunt because they were the first haunts to legitimize Nights of Horror, to invite us out to a press
Yeah,
event.
that's awesome.
And
Yeah.
I have always been grateful for that. I've always been very thankful for that. And I've always considered that us a pillar of Nights of Horror, that one press event. I always do. And so the return of Dark Harbor was very special to me because to see it again, to walk through the gates, and to see
Yeah.
that image, and just to get
Hmm.
that, to walk through that graveyard, little did I know that'd be the last time I'd be doing that in the village, but to get
Hmm.
that experience one last time, with the
Hmm.
village and Dark Harbor, to have all of that just come back, the mazes, the slider show, the fire shows, and the
Hmm.
aerobacks and stuff, like everything,
Hmm.
to be back at Dark Harbor was incredible. My only gripe was I do miss opening of the gates. I don't think they'll ever be able to do that again. But
Yeah.
if they were to find a way to kind of do their own version of that, that could be so cool. However,
Yeah.
I thought the stage to let you guys out and to introduce all the characters and all the mazes, I thought that was really cool to spotlight everyone equally.
Hmm.
So I have to say, as a fan, I cannot wait to see what they have in store for this year. I had an incredible time last year. It was a great comeback. Sure, there are a couple
Yeah.
things that can be tweaked, but I feel like next year they're already listening and they're already working on those tweaks, and I can't wait to see what they do.
Yeah. I agree, man. Yeah, working it last year definitely it reignited that spark that I used to have,
Hmm.
which is awesome. I love that it did that for me. Sliding, the characters, the slider show, which I was a part of. It all worked. I was the barker at the main gate. That was fun. Random night.
I
I
think
was
you
like,
just
oh,
shared like a video of that recently too, didn't you?
I don't know specifically, but it was just random. It was opening night, and I forgot who asked me, like, hey, do you want to go up in the front gate on the balcony? And I was like, okay. So I just went. I didn't know what to expect. The hardest part was I didn't have a megaphone at first, so I was screaming and I was dying
Your
from
voice was
screaming so
gone.
much. My voice was absolutely shot
Yep.
after week night one, and I was like, this is terrible. Once I got the megaphone, it was over. It
was done.
No one was safe. No one was safe. It
No
was great.
one.
But that was like a good warm up. It was a good way to kind of just get the crowd in the mindset because again, we didn't technically open till like 8,
Right.
but like the pre-scare was like 7:30.
Hmm.
So I'd just be up there for like 25, 30 minutes, just kind of getting warm, getting loose, and then go down and go to back behind the stage and wait for opening.
It kind of gave you an idea to fill the vibe too, a little bit of the crowd that night.
Exactly. I could tell if it was gonna be busy, it was gonna be slow, it was gonna be rowdy, it was gonna be good.
Yeah.
It was more rowdy than anything else. But I mean, got this Long Beach for you.
That's a little boozing, baby.
Yeah, that too. The pregame go crazy. But other than that, it was yeah. I had an exceptional time. Lot of good memories were made last year just from the first year
Absolutely.
back alone. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this year for sure. I don't know a ton of information, which is fine.
Oh yeah.
Um,
No, what I really want to get into with last year is your point of view for the slider show. Now I know you were involved with that.
Yeah.
I was there front row many nights to capture footage of it.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff last year. You guys really killed it last year.
Mhm.
Super stoked to see what of a slider show becomes this year. I know that they, like I said, they have an audition. They got auditions as of this recording this coming weekend. And so if anyone missed or went to auditions, congratulations. If just for showing up to an audition. That's
Absolutely,
always
yeah.
the hardest part to do, is to show up to an audition. So congratulations for just doing that.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Whether you got accepted or not, it's okay. There's always going to be many opportunities ahead. Just keep grinding at what you're trying to do, and I guarantee one day you will get to where you want to get. I promise.
Absolutely.
Mike is a walking example.
An
So
example.
I want to talk about the Slider Show, man, because
Yeah.
you were a standout character in that show as well. There was a lot of standouts. Everyone stood out individually, but I do remember you doing a couple of insane and gnarly jumps in the show with a few others. Talk to me about your experience of being part of that.
Yeah, that was a good time. I think the biggest thing for me was just getting in shape for that. So I always say like my peak shape for sliding was 2017 when I did the Sliders Unite show,
Right.
because I was a lot lighter,
Okay.
younger on top of it. I definitely feel the years on me now, which is fine, but that's why I'm training so much more effectively. But it was fun. It was a good time. We had rehearsals at Chapman. We didn't really rehearse a ton, believe it or not. Like, we didn't have as many as we're having now. We kind of stepped it up for this year, but for last year, we kind of did what we could. I think we only had one practice on Queen Ground, one or two practices on Queen Ground, and that was it.
Right.
But the issue then for me was like that's when I tore my hamstring when we were rehearsing like a week before opening. So that was the real bummer for me. But shout out my PT. She helped me get back in it after about 2 weeks of rest.
Nice.
Yeah, that's why I was able to get back in all the jumps, all the tricks that I was doing, all the sequences I was part of. She was the reason I was able to do so.
2 weeks. What
yeah.
a good recovery window right there. What did you do
Good
for
turnaround.
What did you do for Haunt? Out of that, did you take the time off, or did you just take it light?
I just didn't pad up. I had no pads.
You just
for
went
2 weeks.
standard scaring then.
Standard scaring. I was still technically a stagehand in the show.
Right.
So like setting up the limbo, moving stuff out of the way, putting the barricades up. I did all of that for everyone, just so like obviously I also want to be a part of it in whatever capacity.
Right.
But also make sure I don't overdo it, which I didn't. Thank God. There was those nights where I was itching to pad up, and I was like, no, don't be stupid. It could be so much worse.
Play it
Luckily, I didn't get like a full tear.
Right.
If it was a full tear, I would have had to have surgery, all that stuff. But like, thank God it wasn't. But yeah, after 2 weeks, I got back in the pads. Took it a little light for like the first 3 or 4 days. Very simple, just getting my feet wet again. And then after that weekend, I just kind of sent it.
And you
started going in.
Fucking crushed it is what you fucking did, man. I'm telling you, I was there. I was front row. I was there 3 nights. And I did see the no pads, I did see the pads, and I did see the epic stunts, man. I saw it all. You guys as a team crushed it. I think you guys were really, what I really liked too very much was the blend of the old school with the new school, and I think that that's always a good representation of the past and the present and the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to have that, that's really cool. But overall, you guys really brought the embodiment that was Dark Harbor all those years ago, picking up a new chapter. Now you're starting the next 10 years. We got through those first 10 years. Now we're starting the next 10 on year 2.
Act 2.
Can we hopefully expect you to go back, audition again, try to get back at Dark Harbor this year?
Yeah, absolutely. I plan on going back. 100%. I would love to return. Obviously, I want to do the show again. That's kind of what we've been doing as far as rehearsals for like the last 4 months, 5 months. And everyone's stepped it up. We have a bunch of new faces this year, which is awesome. They've all stepped it up really well. Shout out everybody that's been putting in the work, because they've definitely earned it. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing what happens, because after auditions this coming weekend, that's kind of like it's go time. Like, it's time to like really crunch and really put in the work and really just focus and get ready, because it's coming fast. Like, I can't believe it's almost August already. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Everyone's having their dress rehearsals, their scare schools, all that jazz. It feels like just yesterday it was Christmas, like the New Year. It's
honestly, it blows me away to see how fast we are approaching haunt season, kicking off with Of course, Midsummer Scream this August. We are so stoked to see what we're going to see at Midsummer Scream, which literally leads us right into Haunt Season 2025.
Yes, it does.
So there's a lot of coverage you can expect here on the Nights of Horror for both Midsummer Scream, Haunt Season 2025. Mike, always an absolute pleasure to get to talk to you.
Fun.
Are you open with social media? Do you have a place where people can follow you?
Yeah.
Where do they follow you?
My Instagram is Mike and Ike with dots between each word. It's Mike.n.Ike.55. That's my personal, my character page, whatever you want to call it, if you want to follow me there. Stay up to date on like the character stuff, the sliding stuff, the Queen Mary slider stuff. Obviously, I'm on that team as well. We do the boot camp, so come out and slide with us. I mean, get in shape.
August 2nd, baby.
On the 2nd is the next one, I believe. Yeah, we are going to post that up hopefully soon so people can know about it ahead of time.
It'll probably be posted already because this will release next week, so
That's right, yeah. So it's probably
August 2nd, baby.
Yeah.
We'll just advertise it. August 2nd. Be there.
Post is up already, yeah. Be there. Yeah. Come get your licks. Come get your skills refined. That's all we're trying to do. We want to make sure everyone feels comfortable going into the season. If you want to follow my lifting stuff, my coach account is mike.inevitable. Or if you want to follow my business account, it's inevitable_strength _.
And then where can they find the website one last time again for that?
Yeah, website is inevitablestrength.com. Whether it be strength, conditioning, weight loss, whatever your fitness goals are, I'm willing to help you get there. You want to work together, so feel free to come. Free consultation calls. Let me know.
Awesome. Book your appointments now, man. You never know. You could be having that ultimate summer body. Not only that, you can also be having that haunt body that you want. A nice tone looking, conditioned body. Mike can help you get there with the right diets, with the right workouts. He's got you.
Got you, guys.
Got you. Mike, absolute pleasure. We hope to see you back at the Queen this haunt season. Can't wait.
Oh, yeah. You know it, man.
Can't wait. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if nothing else more, I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. If you guys did, smash that like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already with that bell notification, because we have a lot more podcasts, a lot more content, a lot more coverage coming out for all of Haunt Season 2025. This is your one stop to all things Halloween and horror this Halloween season and all year round. We are the Nights of Horror. We love each and every one of you. Thank you for all the constant support. And we will see you guys next time. But until then, stay spooky.